we made history with the election of President Barack Obama. He called us to service as there remains much work to do to end unemployment, poverty, and crime in our communities. There's so many books on how we can accomplish this. But this year, everyone's raving about this summer's hottest new book, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America by Chicago's own Emmanuel Barbee. A graduate of Northeastern Illinois University, Barbee addresses key ways we back our families and communities. But unlike so many other books on this topic, Barbee captivates his reader, presenting solutions through a riveting life story. It's entertaining, it's different, it's exciting. The perfect book club selection. Don't be left out. Get your copy of The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America. Order today at Amazon.com.
Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. If you are new to this YouTube channel, then please subscribe so that you can be notified every time we upload a new video. I use YouTube and Facebook live stream to broadcast my podcast. If you don't understand English, I provide a written transcript in the group with the same name as the show. I also cite all of my sources under Show and Proofs section on the transcript. I also post the transcript on my live journal page. You can find all of my pages under the About section on my YouTube channel. First, I would like to give special shout out to our contributors, Evangelist Stephanie O'Neill, Missionary Savannah Rush, and Evangelist Martha Mumba. I use this platform to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups by giving Black business owners free airtime to promote their products and services. I give people in the faith community an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, and ordinary law-abiding citizens an opportunity to share their special talents and skills to my listeners from the podcast community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast and YouTube channel to help them earn extra revenue. I also assist people on my friends list with creating basic websites, finding college scholarships and grants, housing and legal services, all for free. I will be hosting my online talk show every Thursday until I'm able to raise $500,000 for my film project, Hood Liberator, Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins. We are sincerely grateful to all our supporters, no matter how big or small the donations are. I am encouraging everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups to please purchase my ebook on Amazon. It's available for $9.99. I only want to hear from those of you who agree with my vision and is willing to work with me and Sister Renee in turning my vision into reality. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago will be in the business of creating docudramas, short films, theater, photography, fine arts, music, poetry, literature, sculptures, and dance for inner city youth. Once this virus is cleaned up, we plan on hosting African tours in order for us to move from behind a computer and make real connections with our global Black family on the continent, starting with South Africa. So I need my South African friends to please share my information with all your friends that's on the continent, as well as those that's in the diaspora, Europe, Canada, and especially in America. And the ones that's in America, just encourage them to Send me a friend request. Tell them to also include their email address so that way I can send them all my information. They can read through my information and connect with me, and we could just see how it goes from there. Consider becoming a monthly contributor to our Patreon page or PayPal page. We are excited to partner with Teesprings. On there we have a virtual store with cam merchandise such as COVID face masks, coffee mugs, posters, handbag, and t-shirts. All proceeds will go towards our film project. You can advertise your books, business on our platform. This podcast is an extension of the grassroots community activist movement. I created GRCAM because I got tired of all of the division among black people. Pan-Africanism was not working for black Americans. I wanted to start a new movement for black people to unite us based on individuals who care about solving black issues, as well as solving African issues. I created GRCAM in 1991 on a site called Gopher. I wanted to create an organization that focused specifically on solving black issues in America. I wanted to connect with other like-minded African Americans, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Canadians, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Europeans, African immigrants, Afro-Latinos throughout the diaspora. I also wanted to build a bridge between the diaspora and continental Africans. This is a podcast where we talk about solving black issues / African issues using a spiritual perspective as it pertains to the great awakening of our people that has been prophesied. I would like to encourage at least 10 people on my friends list or 10 people in my social groups to consider co-hosting the show with me during GRCAM 29th anniversary on November 10th, 2020. If you are serious, then please send me your email address to my Facebook inbox. I prefer that we do a mock podcast near the last week of October. I understand many of you have families and are working 2 and 3 jobs to earn ends meet. If you're unable to participate, no worries. Then please listen to this podcast. Leave a comment, good or bad, and share this podcast with all of your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. If Thursday evenings are not good for you, then make arrangements with me to come on the show on another day, and we can do the show one-on-one. Instructions on how to participate. First, watch my Facebook Live video called Side A. After I finish with my presentation, then I will open up the virtual phone lines. Just click on the phone icon to interact with me in real time through Facebook Messenger as a voice call for Q&A. This will be called Side B. The reason why the time range from 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Central Time is to give my international friends an opportunity for them to participate on this show as well. Tonight's topic, exposing homegrown extremists in America. We're seeing road cops being acquitted across the country. We're also seeing Negro puppets on both sides, Democrats and Republicans. Career politicians try to convince us that Democrats and Republicans are political enemies and that we're voting for an alternative. I have a question. What do you do when the alternative is the same as the opposition? According to CNN, the same road cop that killed George Floyd is out on bail. Can you believe that? You can, because, hey, this is America. All of our marching and protesting does not mean a thing to the financial elites. Black people have been marching and protesting for 52 years, begging for freedom, justice, and equality. I keep telling my brothers and sisters that's out there marching and protesting, get off that hamster wheel and join the grassroots community activist movement. I have a vision and I have a plan. but I can't do this alone. And everyone will be screamed because I do not associate myself with hardened criminals, con artists, pedophiles, urban terrorists. That's not going to happen up in my organization. Not on my watch. Here's another case where road cops are being acquitted. According to CNN, Jamel Robertson was a security guard in Chicago. He subdued a robber until police arrived, a white cop who ran up on the security guard and killed him. After 2 years, District Attorney Kim Fox's office said there will be no charges filed against that police officer who killed a black security guard. Black people, we are told that we're voting for an alternative. We're told that our vote matters and things are going to change. These career politicians are all the same, whether it's Jackie Lacey or Daniel Cameron, the chosen coon in Kentucky. All of these politicians are behaving the same way because they are in the pockets of the financial elites. A free person does not choose from the option you present to them. A free person creates another option for themselves. White supremacist objective is to finish the unfinished business of slavery. Black people were never supposed to make it off those plantations. Our people were either going to remain enslaved or eradicated. Now we are going deeper into the topic at hand, homegrown extremists in America. According to NPR, which stands for National Public Radio, the FBI and Michigan State Police report that they have arrested over a dozen militia members in a plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan. These are events which I have been warning Black America about for 2 decades. Joseph Morris faces charges for his role in an alleged scheme to attack state capitol buildings, including kidnapping Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Authorities say he's the founder of the Wolverine, Michigan militia. The article goes on to say that the group were preparing for the Boogaloo, meaning a violent uprising against the government or an impending civil war. There's a video showing a sheriff defending the suspects. So let me play that for you all right now.
In the plot to overthrow the government. Here's Sheriff Lee's response to the plot.
It's just a charge, and they say a plot to kidnap. You got to remember that, are they trying to kidnap? Because a lot of people are angry with the governor, and they want her arrested. So are they trying to arrest, or was it a kidnapping attempt? Because you can still, in Michigan, if it's a felony, you can make a felony arrest. And I think it's MCL 764.4 or something like that, 0.5, somewhere on there. And it doesn't say if you're in an elected office that you're exempt from that arrest. So I have to look at it from that angle.
There is no legal justification for what this gentleman, for lack of better words, is indicated may be a part of the consideration here. But what it is, Rachel, it's part of the narrative that these right-wing nationalistic groups tend to put out is their mission statement, and that is that we don't respect the government. You know, we're going to do what we want to do.
The question is, what did Governor Whitmer do to make her a target? From what I got out of it, she wanted to make it mandatory for people in Michigan to wear face masks in public. No one was killed. No one was sentenced sent to jail. Unlike what happens to black people on a daily basis, black people in America are treated as third and fourth class citizens. We tolerate outrageous amount of abuse and still want to remain in this country. In contrast, because of a state order about wearing face masks in public, white extremists were getting ready to use rifles, bombs, and planning on kidnapping government officials simply because they were asked to wear a facial mask in public. A large number of black people are out here twerking, having dance battles during these Black Lives Matter demonstrations, and talking about America is not as bad as it used to be for black people. Wake up, Black America. This is what we're up against. Militia groups like the Boogaloo Boys, the alt-right, and Tom Afrin, etc. There's another article talking about armed militias around the country. According to The Week, 9 members of a Christian militia group called the Hunter Reeds were arrested in February. Raids in Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio on suspicion that they were plotting to kill a police officer. This was back in 2010. They were indicted but not sentenced. Sedition is a constitutional right for white supremacists. In contrast, when black people have a peaceful protest over an unjust killing of an unarmed black man or unarmed black woman, the state brings out militarized police force, including tanks and helicopters. Whenever you see individuals who are saying terms like, so what are we going to do about it? You better recognize they are undercover agents trying to get you brought up on criminal charges. Remember, that's how the Black Panthers got caught up through COINTELPRO. Family, we don't have time to be playing games and being in denial. These white supremacists have been waging a racial war against us for 400 years. We live in a country where white supremacy groups have infiltrated law enforcement. Black people need to get that in their minds. When you have the President of the United States giving shout outs to white supremacists like the Proud Boys on TV, you know that we are in some, that this is serious, and it's just getting worse for black people in America. First, we have to stop allowing everyone in our conversations. This is a family matter. If it was up to me, I would leave America back in 2010 and bring my ideas to the continent. The only reason why I am still in America is because I am on a shoestring budget. Also because my Creator has called me to be an example to this new generation. Black millennials and Generation Z. Through my Christian business, Grakai of Chicago, I want to bring black middle class professionals from the diaspora to work with me in Africa, as well as build a bridge with continental Africans to help improve Africa's economy and Africa's infrastructure. According to the LA Times, they asked a question: what if armed far-right groups go to the polls? The article mentioned that the Oath Keepers are planning on showing up on election day as poll watchers. I wanted us to be aware about what's happening. They go by names like Oath Keepers, Wolverine Watchmen, and the 3%ers. They use social sites such as Gab, Discourse 4chan, and other social media. They are heavily armed and loyal to Trump. Many vowed to descend on polling places on November 3rd in a far-right show of unity. Armed far-right groups have long echoed at the fringe of American politics, drawing white nationalists and other extremists to their ranks. The federal government has known about these militia groups for 4 decades. The question is, why are these white supremacists allowed to operate openly with impunity? I want to ask everyone who is listening to this podcast, who is their leader? Black people are just sitting around waiting for a leader. Our opposition doesn't have a leader. Instead, they have ideology, they have an agenda, and they have a code of conduct. That's their leader. The problem with black people, many of us have this Willie Lynch mentality, which is a failure mentality. We don't want to build anything. I am called to teach those who want to learn and help liberate my people who are trapped in American ghettos, starting in Chicago. But again, I don't have another 28 years to waste talking to people who just don't care. I will run my future business the way I run my home, drama free. All right, I'm done with my presentation. We are now on side B for Q&A. The virtual phone lines are now open. Just click on the phone icon to interact with me in real time through Facebook Messenger as a voice call. Again, before I take any calls, again, if it was up to me, everybody that's on my friends list, everybody that's in my social groups would be on board, would help me get this, I would say, my ebook on that bestsellers list, so that way, technically I wouldn't even have to do a film, but I'm still do the film either way it goes, because I just want to reach the masses. And I just want to try to be able to leave something positive, for our racial group, something that can be passed down. I don't like all this unnecessary being ignored and rejection, for trying to do something positive in the black community. So, it's a lot of brothers and sisters that also experience the same thing that I'm going through. And, a lot of them just up and, just say, hey, forget the black community. I'm going to just do me. And that's what the devil wants, as well as, that's what this society wants, because capitalism is all about promoting individualism. You just go for self, forget the group. We always been a group. The West has always imposed their culture on us. So, that's why I know everybody's not going to want to relocate to the continent. Again, we want to set up satellite communities to help people that's unable to leave the United States because of, I'm going to just say, they might owe child support, might be behind in that. They might be a felon. So all of those stipulations in terms of preventing them from getting a passport, this would be a way to help them, the satellite communities, because once they become members, then we'll work with them and their families. And again, I really don't want my group members to have to live in no war zone area. That's not cool. That's not a good place to raise kids. So we want to go in terms of spiritually. We want to go to Satan's strongholds. That's blinding our people and waking them up by meeting the need. As a Christian socialist, we won't just focus on the pie in the sky. That's important. All of us is going to meet our Creator. But while we down here on earth and alive, I want us to focus on meeting the need of the community. And before I was a Christian, I was a black man, so I want to focus on helping my racial group first. Ain't no shame about that. And even though a lot of black people might not like me, it is what it is. I stand on what I believe in, and I'm not compromising. So before I reach out to non-black sympathizers, I want to reach out to my own racial group. Again, the pushback I'm getting is not from white people; it's from our own people. And to make matters worse, and what I'm going to be talking about in the film, or not just talking about, it's going to be enacted in the film, how my own family members, I don't get support from them. And that's, it is what it is. But I know that once I start making money, everybody's going to want to come out the woodworks and want to be a part of this stuff. But I'm going to just let them know ain't nothing changing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody will be screened. I do not associate with con artists. I do not associate with urban terrorists. No active gang members will be allowed in my organization. No pedophiles will be allowed in my organization. No rapists will be allowed in my organization. We're not going to accept any corruption up in this organization. Not on my watch. And all I ask for is a chance. Again, I'm not running for public office. I'm just trying to start a positive nonprofit in the high crime, gang, and drug infested communities. I'm trying to help my people. You know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. It's a real big turnoff. But this is what my Creator put in my heart and mind to do. Again, I don't have. I'm on a shoestring budget, so I can't really do much. This is why I'm online. This is the best that I can do. But Lord knows I'll be glad when I can God take me to the next level. That all this stuff I keep talking about, that we will work together as a racial group. But again, we're going to be on code. We're going to separate ourselves from people that want to tear down our community and our racial group, as well as the enemy within. Urban terrorists, they kill more black people than road cops. Just look at the statistics. And that's a doggone shame. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue to host this, trying to raise funds for this film project up until the week before Thanksgiving. And then after that, I would just chill until 2021. And I'll restart the podcast again. But I am going to have to chill for a minute. I know nobody's not going to want to buy my products during Christmas. So, I understand. But I'm doing the best that I can to, try to raise some capital to get the ball rolling. So that way I can be in a better position financially to hire me some qualified film crew and actors from the film. We're going to put in the film in selected theaters, as well as be selling our DVDs. And the profits that we make from the film, I'm going to use that so that way I can hire qualified people that's going to help carry out my vision. If I'm unable to get African Americans to want to work with me and Sister Renee, I'm not going to trip. I'm going to reach out to African immigrants as well as Afro-Caribbeans. But bottom line, we're going to get it started here in America first before we take this organization to Africa. And it's going to be replicated, and it's going to be the same thing. I'm screening everybody. Everybody's going to know my story. What makes my organization different than other black organizations? This organization is based on my personal experience. And my creator gave me this vision, and I claim ownership. That means that I'm not going to sit up here and let somebody try to hijack this organization for their own agenda. Everybody will be screened, and we're going to use that thumb technology. Everybody got different thumbprints. We want that thumbprint to be in our database, so that way we can know who's doing what in the organization. Make sure everybody's doing their part. We don't want passive spectators, like what's going on with me with these groups. That's fine. They don't want to participate and stuff like that, and think that they take this as a game. But I'll be glad when the Lord do open up the doors for me, so that way I never have to keep reaching out to those persons, and they'll never see me again. Just how it is. Again, what makes me so passionate about this organization is the fact that since 2001, over 4,000 people has been killed in the city of Chicago alone. To me, that's unnecessary casualties. That didn't have to happen. But again, it is what it is. And like I say, once God blessed me to start this organization, I am going to declare war on this Willie Lynch mentality within the black culture. Nobody else will have to endure this unnecessary rejection and people being unsupportive just because someone is trying to do something positive in the black community. That's ridiculous, and that's not going to happen in my business. This organization is membership based, so I would say that the benefits would be that this organization, we will work with you and your family members for life if you're an active group member. And again, everything in that book, The Solution for Black America, we're going to carry it out to the fullest. So, hey, there's no secret. And that book is only half of my knowledge. But, again, this is my contribution back to my community, my racial group, and through the African diaspora. So Africa, I need y'all to stand up, especially in Gurkhaya of Africa. Come on board, participate in this podcast. For my African entrepreneurs, come on here and promote your business, because everything I'm doing with this podcast, I'm going to do this in our real business. Only difference is I am going to be charging a little fee for it, because I have to pay. People don't want to do things volunteer anymore. So I'm trying to generate the capital. And also, I'm going to have eventually a for-profit service-based business where we don't have to sit up here and be begging for donations and all that stuff. That's, we're going to create quality films through the for-profit business, music, have a music studio, and just be able to compete with, get into real estate. We're going to have that part of our business, and be able to compete with other businesses. And we want to be the best. So like I say, I I just don't want to settle. I just want to make sure I got people on top of their game so that way we can compete with these other people that don't want to be a part of us, because we're about trying to promote the best of black culture in Black America and in Africa and in the Caribbeans and also in Brazil eventually. Remember, GRCAM is Global Kemet. Global Kemet means land of the blacks. That's what my organization represents. Point blank. Again, other racial groups, they can join us. They will be screened. And everyone will have to sign that community pledge. No exceptions. And that's just how it is. But our focus is on solving black issues and solving African issues first. With that said, I'm finna go ahead and conclude side A of this podcast, and now we're starting side B. I'm opening up the phone lines right now. So if I have callers, I'll wait around about 15 to 20 minutes. If I don't hear from people, then we'll just call it a night.